Welcome!
Hey guys!
So me and Marnie listen to Beyonce this afternoon. We're getting annoyed about all the technical issues we've had. So anyway, yeah, we did try to put our webinar up, guys, but unfortunately wasn't successful. So we're going to put a recording up. Okay, let's get this started. So I'm Marilyn.
I'm Marnie.
And we met through, we're both registered nurses, so we both met at work. And I think we really clicked when we both met at an event outside of work. And it's a goddess group that's run by Melissa Ambrosini. So you can imagine from then onwards, we obviously found something in common and we just hit it off.
And we discovered like we had a lot in common each time we talked. We just, so much.
And I guess that's why today's topic, how to attract more soul sisters and live more intuitively, started. Because we can relate, we have both been on a journey, and that's why we're here. We're not claiming to be any, gurus, or we don't know, we're not saying that we know everything. However,
we're not experts in this field.
Yeah, but we are here to share our experiences and what's worked for us. And so I might start off tonight. So as we mentioned, we're both registered nurses. However, most of you who do know me, I'm a bright, bubbly, energetic person, but I wasn't always that way. So let's rewind maybe a few years back to when I was about 18. So that's about 7 years ago now. No, it's 8. Anyway, I was disconnected from who I was as a person. I was a people pleaser. I was that girl that did everything for you. So I would drop everything, come pick you up, oh, yes, please, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, yep, no, poor you, just be the person that was always there. And I guess my life kind of snowballed a little bit from there, and, I started to gain some weight. I became quite insomniac. I wasn't sleeping. I had severe anxiety, and then I always had a bloated, hard belly because I couldn't digest my food properly. And you can imagine my hormones were like this. They were crazy. Someone would have thought I was bipolar. I don't even know how Pat stayed with me. But anyway, so I was all over the shop. I had no drive in my life. I didn't know where I was heading. I was, pretty miserable. So anyway, as a result, I started to look into nutrition, and I must hands down say that nutrition has been the biggest savior in my life. It's been the biggest impact. And then from then on, I was luckily enough to be exposed to an incredible, incredible group of people, which some friends that were uplifting, they were inspiring. I was introduced to network marketing, but also to personal development. I basically discovered who I was. I found out, the mirror was basically placed up against my face, and I discovered who I really was. And that's where my journey started. So here I am today, and I'll share a bit more with you what's helped me along my journey to ease the anxiety, to lose the weight, to keep the weight off, look after my mental focus and clarity, and how I did attract abundance in my life. So Marnie, why don't you give us a background about you?
Yeah, so basically for me, I'm the same as Marilyn in terms of, nutrition is something I'm really passionate about. But for me, my journey with personal development and wellness started probably over 10 years ago. I was in a really bad place in my life. I had no self-worth. I was really lost. I wasn't sure where I was going, and I was struggling with an eating disorder and anxiety, and it was basically like being in a black hole. And then I got to a stage in my life a couple of years down the track after that happened, the initial it started, and I decided that I couldn't live like this anymore, and I decided it was time to do something about it. And that's where my personal development journey started, because I realised that, I learnt about the way I thought about things and my belief patterns, and that's when I started challenging all those limiting beliefs about myself, and my self-worth started to go up from there. And over the years, it's definitely been up and down. So things aren't always perfect, but the more I've learned about myself, the better my life has become, basically. And I've discovered a huge passion in health and wellness, and that's where me and Marilyn met, at one of the goddess groups that Melissa runs, and that was amazing.
So me and Marnie, before, we were talking about, so what is it that truly connected the both of us up? And right now, and we're both in the same position. We have the most incredible people in our lives at the moment. Just, we are just beyond grateful, with the people that we're surrounded by, and that empower, inspire, and motivate us, and give so generously to us every single day. And we were thinking about, so when we were back in this, I suppose, in this dark phase in our life, we were thinking, what kind of a people were we attracting back then? And honestly, I was very isolated. I was very alone. I didn't have a group of friends. I didn't really know who I was, to be honest. I was too busy nursing my anxiety and trying to, get through the day-to-day with my thoughts. So for me, it was quite isolating. And Marnie, what did you say you were attracting in your life then?
So in my life at the time, the type of people that I was attracting was definitely much different to now. The way I thought about myself basically attracted similar kinds of people and similar experiences. So it wasn't until I started, really looking at that I started to change the people that I was attracting into my life.
And it's such a good point. So basically I was feeling I had no self-worth. I didn't think I was worthy of anything. I didn't respect myself. I didn't love myself. I looked in the mirror and I was literally like, ugh, every single morning. Yeah. So what do you think I was attracting in my life? I was attracting people that didn't care about me, that didn't respect me, that just wanted to use me for certain things, and that's how I thought that was normal, and I actually craved people who wanted my attention because I felt worthy. I felt I had a purpose to for their lives. So, but really it wasn't, they weren't serving me in any way. They weren't filling me up in any way. But however, I look back and I take 100% responsibility for who I was and who I was attracting. So, and I think that's given us a lot of peace with who we are now. We don't accept, if we love ourselves and we believe that we're worthy, then we won't accept people that don't
feel the same way about us.
Yeah, and we're very in tune, and we're very aware, and we're very conscious now of, we know who is sucking our energy and who is a genuine person who's opening their heart up to us.
And like Marilyn, I used to be a people pleaser. I mean, I guess I still am a people pleaser
now. That's why we're
now,
nurses, Marnie.
But yeah, exactly. So I guess you could say that's why we're nurses. But it's definitely there's a certain type of person that's a people pleaser and that's prone to being a people pleaser, and that's what we have always been. But we are working on changing that.
Yeah. So I guess the biggest turning point, 100%, was the day I decided to work on myself, the day I was committed to growing, the day I was committed to being better. And I think instead of looking for a purpose in life, or instead of searching the goal or trying to figure life out, who am I, what am I doing, set the intention of how can I be the best self in
how
this
can you
life?
be the best version of yourself?
Yeah. How can I be better, rather than what can I be, what can I do? It's just work on yourself and the rest will happen.
And it's not about being perfect. It's more about being the best version of you.
As long as you give your 100% every time. Yeah, I agree. And I guess it all interlinks with how to attract soul sisters. So first thing is, I believe, is write down the qualities of a friend that you want to attract. So for example, for me, it's fun, loving, generous, authentic, filled with integrity, someone who will laugh at my jokes, or someone I can go shopping with, someone that I can have really deep and meaningful conversations with, and ultimately have a lot of same
common interests.
That's right. So first is get clear on what you want, and look at that list and ask yourself, am I being all of those things?
Because that's what you need to do to attract someone that you want in your life. The qualities, you need to have those qualities.
Absolutely. So if you want to be fun, you be fun. If you want to be funny, go to a comedy fest and learn how to be funny. You know, if you want someone who wants to, you know, have deeper, meaningful conversations, you have to start, you know, creating those deeper, meaningful conversations.
Yeah.
And that's all. It starts with you. That's
and I think
honestly, it's all with you.
Yeah, if you want to attract authentic people, you need to be authentic, and that's something that I'm learning to do now. Is just to tap into who I really am and being authentic to other people.
Yeah.
And therefore, you know, so that I can attract authentic, genuine people.
Awesome. I think that's pretty straightforward. You know, be who you want to attract.
Yeah.
Point blank. And obviously it's not, you know, as easy as we say it is. You know, we have done a lot of work on ourselves, so perhaps maybe reading motivational, inspiring books. You know, we highly recommend Mastering Your Mean Girl by Melissa Ambrosini.
Yes, that's amazing.
You know, that really gets into your inner self-talk.
It does.
You know, how you perceive yourself. Are you worthy? And it's the most amazing book. And as we continue on with these webinars, we're more than happy to tell you exactly what we've done, but you've got to tell us if that's what you want to hear, so we're not sure.
Yeah.
What book or what did you do that you could tell everyone?
Well,
right
two
now?
books that really resonate with me right now are by Brené Brown. One's called The Gifts of Imperfection and the other one's called Daring Greatly. They're both so powerful, so I encourage you to read them if you can. They're amazing.
I love Elizabeth Gilbert. I've just had
Big Magic?
Big Magic.
Yeah.
Yes. That's given me a lot of inner peace. And I think, okay, so let's talk about intuition. Intuition is something that it's taken me a long time to actually go, I get it. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, that funny feeling in your tummy, that's your intuition talking to you. You know, when you feel pulled and drawn to something, that's your intuition saying, go for it. If your body is feeling icky, if your heart feels, you know, kind of like that tightness,
if you get that
and that
feeling,
and that breathlessness, it feels gross. It doesn't feel right. You can't stop it feeling that you want to be somewhere else. It's not the right fit for you, or maybe you know, it was your gut telling you don't be here at this point in time, or whatever it may be.
And the one thing I've learned from not following your intuition is that, you know, there's always a consequence to follow.
Big consequence.
Things happen that,
massive.
Yeah, if you don't follow your intuition. It's so important.
Huge. And funny you said that. So basically, when I don't follow my intuition, shit happens. Like, for example, I'll give you one example. It's a good little example. There was this one time I had my schedule. Everything was perfectly scheduled. And I had someone call me up and say, hey, I need you to come and do this. And I knew in my gut that I just wanted to stick to my schedule. I just wanted to stick to my schedule. But, you know, the people pleaser Marilyn said, yeah, no problem. I'll do it for you. Rearranged my schedule. Went to this place, parked my car. Whatever, did what I had to do, came back to my car, fine. So I know that's something you may say, oh, well, that's just a coincidence. But to me, lots of little things like that have happened. And it was almost like the universe just went, you said you were going to stick to your schedule and you did it. So let me show you what happens when you don't stick to your schedule. And that's just a little example. Lots of other things happen. I mean, there's always a consequence, like it'll always show up through your health. Yeah. You know, it'll always impact your relationships with your partner or your friendships.
And listening to your body as well, because a few weeks ago, a good example was that I knew that I was really fatigued, but I still pushed ahead and did an exercise class that I knew was just too much for that day. Yeah. And that's all because my head was saying I had to do it. Like it was, you know, the inner dialogue, the mean girl telling me that I had to go and exercise. So I pushed through what I knew inside was fatigue and that I didn't really want to do it. And then I ended up having a slight shoulder injury. So that to me was a lesson from a lesson to say, listen to your intuition and listen to your body.
Your body's always talking to you, but you've got to, and I think a lot of people don't really want to sit in silence. A lot of people don't want to take that time out. You know, people always have such a busy schedule, but do you ever have a block where you just sit with yourself and just really just breathe and be with yourself and actually listen to what's going on? Because a lot of the times we're just jam-packing our schedule. We don't have any time for our body to even talk to us.
And sometimes we've got to ask, why are we doing that? And why are you jam-packing your schedule? What are you trying to avoid?
Exactly. Are you trying to avoid actually dealing with your talk?
Yeah.
You know, it's, you know, are you not wanting to deal with actually being alone and actually having to face the music? You know, and I think that's so important. So intuition. So what's helped me with intuition? Number one, nutrition. So a clean diet. You know, staying away from your fried fast food. You guys know. You guys know how to eat healthy. You know, stay away from the bad carbohydrates. You know, have as much plant-based food as you possibly can. Refined, sugar-free. You know, as pure as you can get in terms of, you know, detoxing if you can. Next step is move your body daily. So for me, it was being in nature. Walking, I used to do the Bay Run. So for those who live in Sydney and watching this, the Bay Run, I used to do
beautiful.
Yeah, I used to do the Bay Run every single day, and I felt such inner peace. And the weight just started to fall off. Like, for example, I was eating well and I was just walking and exercising. Not only was I good here, I was feeling like the weight was just coming off. And then I started deep breathing. So I was struggling with sleep. So I was, you know, trained to do some deep breathing in the morning and night. And then I just became and you just become more in tune with what you eat. So you start to actually say no to certain things.
And you start to realize what feels good in your body and what you operate best on, you know, what feels good.
And your body will start to actually crave what it really requires. So a lot of the time when we feel hungry, it's just our body lacking, you know, nourishment. So, you know, our body will start to talk to us and you'll actually crave, you know, really good food. And that's you know, I believe that's you know, you're becoming more in tune with what your body requires. So, and now I've done meditation. So on a daily basis, I do meditation, deep breathing. Just become more in tune with what I want on a daily basis, what makes me feel good.
Yeah, and I think too it's important when you're exercising to think about how you want to move your body and is it true to you? Like, you know, not just exercising because you have to, but doing it because you know that it makes you feel good. Because if it's you just doing it because you have to, usually that's, you know, your head telling you to exercise and not something that you're really feeling like you want to do.
And it's coming out of guilt.
Yeah.
A lot of exercise comes out of fear. Oh my gosh, I had that burger yesterday. I've got to smash myself out at the gym. When really you're exhausted, you probably haven't had much sleep. You're so prone to an injury. And if you don't listen to your body, you will get an injury. Yeah. That's your body talking to you and saying, hey, slow down, listen to what I've got to say. And like I'm a big believer. I had an injury last year and that was because I just really, really wanted to get into it and I just didn't follow the course. You know, you don't go to the gym and start, you know, lifting 20 kilogram weights. You know, you start off with 3, 4 and you work your way up. And I just wanted to just go and smash it all out and just be like, and get from, you know, from A to Z.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's often your mean girl telling you to exercise and push through the pain, push through the fatigue. Yeah. And that's when injuries happen.
Yeah. And I think you become also more, and I'm going back to, you know, friendships, and I think you become very in tune with the people that start coming into your life as well. Yeah. So we're using obviously exercise as an example, but, you know, it also comes down to, you know, the people, you'll feel that connection like I did with Marnie. Yeah. We hit it off straight away. And, you know, I have some beautiful people in my life at the moment that we just click. Like I know that you just feel it. You just know. So I think when you work on yourself, you become more in tune. I think things will just flow.
Yeah, when you're living from your truth, things flow. And I think the more you do it, the more you'll see that.
Yeah. So just to recap, guys, how to attract more beautiful soul sisters, relationships. And this goes for partners too, guys, not just, you know, friendships and soul sisters. This can be your soulmate too. Write the list of what you want to attract and be that. If you can't be that, then don't request it, if that makes sense. If you can't, if for example, if you want someone who, I don't know,
Who's someone who loves exercising, for example.
yeah, but you
or
don't,
loves eating well.
and you don't, so don't request it if you don't want to be it. Don't you think?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or
Maybe
if you're requesting someone that's trustworthy, but you're not going to be
yeah,
trustworthy.
you're lying to yourself.
You're not going to attract that.
So, and yeah, so that, I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. So there's a bit gun ho. Sorry. And what else have you got to recap again?
So what else did we touch on? So exercising from love, not fear. And that's what we learnt from Melissa Ambrosini, because she talks about love over fear all the time.
Yes. Only two choices in life.
Yeah.
You can either choose love or you can choose fear. So you can either choose, so for instance, in Marnie's case, she could have gone for a nice stroll in the park and just moved her body, but no. She went and lifted those heavy weights when her body was like begging to say no, slow
I was
down.
so tired, but I just pushed through, and that was the consequence for me, an injury.
She chose fear over love. And same with me, guys. I'm just using Marnie as an example.
Yeah, thanks, Marilyn.
So now, intuition. So look after your diet, look after your mind, and what works.
Trust your intuition, because it is never wrong.
It's never wrong, and there's always a consequence. Listen to it. I think that's it for us tonight, guys. I think we've given you enough, and we've rambled on enough.
Anyway, guys, for listening.
Whoever listens to this, thank you. We apologise that the webinar wasn't live, but we'll get it fixed for next time.
Yeah.